Hello everyone. It has been a 3-month or so minute since my last video. I honestly don't even remember the last time I filmed. Am I like I actually hit 100 subscribers in the time that I have been away. You know, honestly, thank you. Thank you so much. It's honestly like, it's a really like heartwarming feeling. Again, sorry I haven't really been filming. No real reason. I kind of view this more as a hobby because obviously I'm not getting paid for it, which is fine. I never came into this with the intention of making money. I do this as a hobby, so I just do it when I feel like it and when I feel like I would get the enjoyment of filming and talking to you guys. So that's kind of I guess the best reason I have. It is kind of a lame excuse for not filming for like 3 or 4 months. It is what it is. So anyway, today I just kind of wanted to do some makeup and hang out with you guys. I got this lip balm. It's from a apartment tour that we went on. We are actually hoping to move at the end of the year, which I'm really excited for. It'll just be Joe and I on our own. We currently have a roommate and it's been great, but I think that we have all kind of come to an agreement that it is time for us to go our separate paths. So really looking forward to getting our own place and decorating it and all that. We do have a lot of space here. Technically our bedroom in this place, because we're renting a house right now, is bigger than the apartment, but that's okay, because it'll still just be like our little apartment, you know? I popped this pimple today and I was really trying to not mess with it, but I did not succeed. So honestly, I haven't really been wearing a ton of face makeup lately. I think I am gonna put a little something on just because I've kind of been breaking out a little bit. I mean, it's not that bad, like I'm really not complaining, but I do just want to feel a little prettied up today. So right now I'm just using the e.l.f. Luminous Matte Makeup Primer. I've had this for a bit and I do really like it. It just smooths out my face and my features a little bit. And on top of that, just because I want kind of glowier skin, I'm going to use this NYX Born to Glow Illuminating Primer. I'm just going to kind of dap that on my cheeks and not really anywhere else because I only really like to be glowy on my cheeks. Oh yeah, and for my eyebrows, I've still been sticking to tried and true product. The Instant Lift Brow Pencil from e.l.f. I got the brunette shade. I'm usually using the taupe shade, but I think a shade darker was a little bit better for me. Because my hair is actually completely back to its natural color. There is like no bleach in it, no semi-permanent color in it, nothing. It's just all brown and beautiful, and I'm not minding it. It's nice to kind of have like low maintenance hair for once. I'm gonna use this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Light Ivory, just to kind of conceal a little bit. And you know, I'm gonna conceal these bad boys over here because they really are bad boys. Like, do you hate when you get like a pimple like right over here? It's like, really? And I'm just gonna put a little here and a little on my forehead. My camera cut off. Rude. It's I don't know what's going on. It's been filming for like 10 minutes at a time now and I'm like, I can't work with this. Like, I don't have anything taking up memory on my camera. Like, I've charged my battery. I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, I used this Anastasia Beverly Hills loose setting powder in vanilla, and I just used this Real Techniques setting brush, and I just set underneath my eyes real quick and on my forehead a little bit, and I also used this fluffy brush just to set kind of everywhere else roughly. I didn't use like a ton of powder, but yep. There's been a mosquito in my room for like the past couple weeks and she always comes and bites me when I'm doing my makeup and I just really don't appreciate it. And every time I try to kill her or swat her or anything, she manages to fly away and then I don't see her until the following day. So she's just really taking advantage of me and I need help. Time for some bronzer. Using this Makeup Obsession Give Me Some Sun palette, bronzer palette, and I'm using the shade Buff and Expose and just a tiny dab of Raise, because this one is like super powdery and like kick-uppy, so you don't need to like jam your brush in there. And then I'm just using this angled brush just to... I realize that I don't finish my sentences quite often, and I don't know why that is. It's kind of a weird habit. I don't know how people like sit up so straight while doing their makeup, because I'm just out here like... I'm gonna take this Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten in the shade Tropic Hues. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm forever ago. I actually unsubscribed from my BoxyCharm for no real reason. I think it's because I wanted to try out like a perfume subscription, and then I just never got around to doing it. But honestly, it's been fine. I haven't really like noticed myself missing getting makeup every month. Like, it's really nice and fun, but also like I can always like use that money for something else, so it's not really like the end of the world. Also though, if you don't want to like pay this much money for like a Laura Geller blush, which you totally don't have to, the Milani Luminoso blush is really quite similar. A baked blush, and it has like a little bit of a sheen to it. As you can see, they're a little similar, and I'm pretty sure there's another shade of this blush that's closer to this. But they both kind of give like the similar like sheen, kind of satiny looking blush. I know I use this palette in a lot of my videos, but I actually haven't used it in actually a while. So I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics Spotlight Highlighting Palette. I still have it, yep. And it's real grubby, but I'm going to use the shade Dream right here. I just like it. It's kind of like a nice apricot-y kind of color, and just with my little fan brush, just gonna dust it kind of lightly, and it's going over my pimple, but what can you do, you know? And then for the eyes, I'm gonna keep it real simple. I'm just gonna take this shade from the ColourPop Yes Please palette. It's the shade Note to Self right here, this pretty little brown shade. And I'm just loading that up, and then I'm kind of just packing it on the outer edge right here first. And I can even like go over to the other eye if I feel like it's got a little too much pigment, which it kind of does. And then once I kind of have that stamped on there, then I'll go in and just kind of blend it out. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. And then honestly, I'm really lazy, and I just take that same color on the same brush. And of course you can use like a tiny little pencil brush if you want. But I just run it along my lower lash line. It's super easy. It's like anybody can do this look, honestly. I never said that this was gonna be a fancy makeup tutorial. But you know, it's like, it's kind of cloudy today, and it's kind of like one of those days where like, even though it's warm outside, it just kind of feels like a little gloomy. So sometimes just putting on a little bit of makeup and like distracting myself can just be a really good thing for me to do. I just used the Ofra Makeup Fixer Spray. It is a little bit more of a thick kind of spray. Like, the Morphe setting spray is very much like, you know, it's like an aerosol, so obviously it's like super fine. This is not that way, but I really like it, and it always makes my makeup just look a little bit more put together and like melted into my skin, so I really like it. And it's like you get a lot of it for what you pay. Like, this lasts a while. You get 8 ounces, and I think it's around $18 maybe. So I mean, still a little expensive, but I do feel like it goes a lot longer than most setting sprays that I've bought. So, and I'm gonna use this Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil. It's waterproof in the shade Black Love, or 01. It's just really, really good. It doesn't like transfer to my waterline. And it's like really creamy, so it goes on super easy. I do think I've mentioned it in past videos before, but I do have a disorder called trichotillomania, and basically it's what causes me to not have any upper lashes. And in the past, if you go back in some of my videos, I don't have like hardly any eyebrows either. So it's been a bit of an ongoing struggle, but one of the best tips that I've ever found is to line your upper waterline before doing like a winged liner or lashes or anything like that, because it adds like that blackness that having normal lashes will give you without obviously having them. So, I mean, if you're comfortable doing it, then I think it's a really great way to like kind of fake it till you make it type of thing. But obviously just kind of do what's most comfortable for you. And if it's a little messy, it's fine, because I'm just gonna go over it with my regular liquid liner anyway. So obviously like it's not a perfect like straight across little line thing, but that's okay because I just really like it for the quality of like the actual pigment and like the staying power it has. It doesn't really matter to me that it's not like super easy to apply, if that makes sense. Or like it is easy to apply, but like it's not like super linear with like how it goes on. I don't know if that's making any sense. But anyway, I'm gonna use the tried and true NYX matte liquid liner right here. Give it a good little shaky shake. And then also another thing that helps with liquid liner for me is if you kind of like look down into your mirror. That way you can kind of actually see like what's going on with your lid space versus like trying to like close your eye and like see like, you know, what's going on with just one eyeball. That's a lot more difficult. So yeah, looking down has also been a big game changer for me. And then I pretty much go from like kind of where the bottom of my lash line hits, and I just kind of like, you know, like right here, and you're pretty much just pretending that your lower lash line is just extending out. And I kind of aim it towards the end of my eyebrow, but obviously you can make it as tiny or as big of a wing as you desire. And then I start the journey inward at, here, let me like zoom you guys in just a little bit more, sorry. I start the journey inward. I don't start at the very, very tip of the wing. I start it right about halfway down. And also it's good to like alternate, in my opinion. It's helpful to like alternate your hand position, like if you go like this or if you go like this, like switch it around depending where you're at on your eye, and you'll find that like things work a little easier versus trying to like go like this like all the way across. You're gonna probably have some mistakes. I feel like that's common knowledge, but it wasn't for me, so. And then if you find yourself running out of pigment and you're having to like keep going back over and back over, just go back in and just get a little more. Because basically like my trichotillomania started in high school, and like when I was going to hair school, this one girl did comment like, you have like a big gap missing in your eyelashes, and like I don't think she meant it as like a mean thing, but like when you don't know about it and you don't know like what it is or like anything like that, and like if you've seen that person several days in a row, obviously you're gonna notice things like that. So it wasn't like she said it with malicious intent, but like I truly didn't even know like what was going on with me or like why I was doing these things. So, you know, it did kind of suck, but you got to keep in mind that like a lot of people are just, they don't even know about it, they're misinformed or like something like that. So honestly, like it's nothing to be ashamed of, and honestly, like if you educate the person about it, it's gonna make conversations a lot easier in the future, or they just won't even bring it up again. Versus like, I'm not saying it's easy to talk about by any means, but you know, educating people on different matters like this is honestly key in feeling a little bit more confident, because if you can feel confident enough to like talk to somebody else about it, then they're gonna be like, oh, well then she's like, you know, she's got it handled, like she knows what she's talking about, like I probably shouldn't have even said anything, like that type of thing, versus it being like, if you don't even know how to like talk about it to somebody else, then I feel like they're kind of going to make more assumptions, if that makes sense. I don't know. Obviously, you don't have to talk to people about it if you don't want to, but that's just kind of what I've come to learn, is it's easier to educate my friends and family versus try to like hide it. That way, like if they do ask, then I have good answers and good reasons behind, you know, why things are the way they are, or like why I'm missing like a patch in my eyebrow, or why I don't have eyelashes, like, or why I wear eyelashes all the time. Like it's more comfortable, honestly, for me to just be like, yeah, this is why. So it's up to you though. That was a really long ramble, but maybe that's helpful for some of you guys out there. I just finished putting my Duo lash glue on. I prefer the clear one. Obviously, I know a lot of people like the black one, but I like clear a lot better. I actually feel like it blends in better for me, but it's obviously, you know, like I said, personal preference, as with everything with makeup. But I do like the brush on one better. I've tried using the squeezy tube one in the past, and it gets everywhere, and I'm just a messy person maybe, so I just can't use it. But I do kind of like let my lashes sit. Like this one's about ready to go, so I'll kind of try and show you guys. Like, I don't know if it'll show up. But like, can you kind of see how it's like a little blue, but like mostly kind of invisible? That's about where you want it, because that's kind of how you know it's like tacky, but not like super goopy or anything. And then you just kind of press it where you want it, and it's so much easier when the lash glue is like a little tacky, in my opinion. And that's another thing, is like looking down. Same with the eyeliner. For applying lashes is also super helpful, because like you can actually see like where you have to put it versus like closing your eyes and stuff. But yeah, being patient with lash glue, it will yield better results versus if you're impatient. It's difficult, especially when you're in a hurry. Like you just want to slap those babies on there, but they will fall off. They will fall off, and then you'll be at work, and somebody will be like, "Hey, your corner is popping up there," and you'll be like, "Don't look at me." And for some reason, I always apply my left eyelash with like my hand, and then I like use my tweezer. But like with my right, I use my tweezer, and you know, I don't know where I was going with that, but like how your muscle memory works, and like how with some things you just cannot physically, like I physically don't feel like I could, but I don't feel like it would look that good if I like tried to apply it with my tweezers on my left eye. It's just so weird. I am gonna pop on a little bit of inner corner highlight. I'm using ColourPop Flexitarian, and I just use a little bit of my pinky finger. And I'm gonna add a little bit, well, maybe that was a lot, but on the tip of my nose and on the bridge of my nose, just because I like a more highlighted nose. And I also put it on my Cupid's bow because I like a lighter highlight there versus like, you know, this one's a bit more glowy and orangey, I guess. At least that's how it looks in the pan. Okay, and then I'm so excited to be using this on camera because it kind of like, it's a big-ish deal for me. I'm using the CoverGirl Professional 3-in-1 Waterproof Mascara. It's super cheap, it's like $5, but I'm actually going to be using this on my lower lash line, or on my lower lashes, because, and I'm excited because with Trich, like, or with Trich, I don't know if people say Trich or Trick, I don't know, I say Trich, but for like an abbreviation, but you kind of just, I haven't really had like lower lashes, at least not good ones. Like they're not great, okay? Like I'm not saying like my lower lashes are so voluminous or anything like that. Like they're still very, they're all right, but like they're good enough to put lashes, like I'm at, they're good enough to put mascara on. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I already messed it up because yeah. And they do look a little spidery, but you know, it's all right. Sometimes it will kind of like transfer down here even after the mascara is dried, and I'm not really sure why that is. So if you have any recommendations for like a good like lower lash mascara, then let me know, because I'm kind of like, it'll just transfer like down here and I'm like, how does it even get down there? But yeah. So anyway, I'm excited to finally be able to use lower lash mascara, and I do not use it every day, because what I've noticed is the more products that I can feel, or like if I'm ever like touching my face and then I like feel the mascara or like any kind of product on my eyes, that's kind of like that consistency of like whether it's eyeliner or mascara, it's more of a trigger for me actually. So I don't wear it every day, but I do wear it every now and then, and it's been really nice. But yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, I guess I could put on a lip product. It's like I don't even know how to do makeup anymore. This is just I guess this is kind of new. This is the Kopari Lip Glossy in the Birthday Suit shade. And it's just a really nice little glossy kind of lip oil, but it's not like super shiny. I do kind of want to try the more cherry colored one that they have of this, because I think that would be really cute and just kind of more of like a little tint. But it is really comfortable and like moisturizing. So yeah, I guess that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that some of my little pieces of advice were remotely helpful. If you ever have like questions or need somebody to talk to, my comments are always open. Feel free to like DM me on Instagram or Twitter. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.